You're watching Critic Hub, a Fast Tide production, and this is our call-out session on Creativity&You. I'm your host, Uche Teresa Izuko, and today we have a special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome IJ to the show. IJ is the founder and host of the Unfiltered Real Talk podcast. The Unfiltered Real Talk is a podcast highlighting all facets of Afro-centric experience with a focus on women, challenging norms and provoking deeper thinking with the goals of empowering each other, shifting mindsets, and reinventing ourselves. The podcast is a platform that urges real and undiluted conversations to raise awareness on various issues and encourage individuals, organizations, and societies to address issues impacting Afro-Caribbean women living in home countries and the diaspora. And so, today I want to let you all know that IJ was also my high school. We were very good friends in high school, and she has gone all the way to her archives to dig up a picture, which we would love to share with you all. So, IJ, you're all welcome to the show.
I'm so happy to be on your show today. It's exciting. And when I found that picture, I had to share it because I'm like, wow.
I should have nicknamed you Archive, honestly.
I'm definitely a saver. In my family, I was called this.
You can save for the whole of Africa.
And Canada. Absolutely. It's a classic. I'm so glad I kept it, so happy to share. Absolutely.
Yeah, and when trying to analyze that picture, I see IJ trying to focus on her book, like her studies, and I'm just there, like creating distraction in the background.
No, actually, I think we were all just having a good time. I think we were about to write a YEG exam. I can't remember which subject. I know somebody came around taking pictures, and then they came to us. Yeah. And because I didn't want my face, I've always been kind of like picture shy. I did not look. I pretended to be reading. So don't worry, I wasn't really studying. And then you saw the camera and you smiled.
I was like, oh yeah, camera.
Yeah. I'm like, bring it on. I'm over here. So yeah, it's good memories. Those were really good times.
No,
those were really good times.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for keeping that. And you know what? That will be my treasure. I will put it in a frame and put it up somewhere in my house.
You definitely be framed and hanging on the wall, that's for sure.
And please, if you pick up more, keep throwing them.
Yes, I will, definitely. If I find some more, I will definitely bring it away.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for coming to the show. I know how busy you
happy
are,
to be
but
here.
You made out time to be here, so thank you.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
All right, IJ, here we go. Okay, you have all, your initiative with the Unfiltered Real Talk podcast. Congratulations, and we're all excited to hear more about what the show is all about. So tell us, what is the motive behind the Unfiltered Real Talk podcast, and what triggered that inspiration?
Okay, so first off, the Unfiltered Real Talk podcast is a place where women just have conversations about whatever that impacts them. And for my particular podcast, at this stage that I launched it, I'm focusing on Afro-Caribbean women. So Black Afro-Caribbean women are my focus right now. However, my podcast is only 1 month old, so I'm definitely looking at expanding my audience in the future. So what inspired it or what triggered it is my personal experience as a Black woman and as an immigrant woman and as an African woman. So for your listeners who don't know, Teresa and I are Nigerians. So for me, growing up as a Nigerian young girl and then becoming a woman, there were a lot of stereotypes that I noticed that do not necessarily support women or the female gender as a whole. And so you were suppressed, your dreams were, made to feel inferior. You were basically made to feel inferior to the male gender. And so I just felt like growing up, I've always wanted something that will support women. I didn't know what that was, but I just had that innate desire to support women because of some of the personal experiences of family members and that I had seen as well, just in general. So I'm just delighted to be here today and share a little bit about my podcast and my path towards achieving it.
That's very good. So basically, your platform is it's a safe space where women can come in and be women. Okay.
And just be women, yeah. So
Exactly.
you don't have to come in and talk about an issue from a place of expertise. That's so totally appreciated and totally wanted on my podcast, but it's not a requirement. It's first and foremost a safe space where any woman can just come in and discuss what they think is a big issue that needs to be addressed, or maybe it's not a big issue but it just needs to raise awareness on it. Then that is what my podcast can do.
Good. Good. Thank you so much, IJ, for sharing. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
All right. So our next question here is, how has the show helps to influence you as an individual? Did it change your perspective about life or how you weigh into matters?
Absolutely. It definitely influenced me in the, I would say, around the area of being open to people's
Okay.
perspective. So definitely there are some issues that are very black and white. You know, you can just, you know that there is really no way else, right? It's an injustice, it's a crime, it's
Yeah.
immoral. Let's just not discuss it. But at the same time, there are other issues that, you know, people bring to me, to my attention, and we talk about it, and I'm like, oh, well, I never thought about it like that. You know, you have a point here. So, you know, I have to listen and I have to think about it. So I would say that the first thing that the podcast has done for me is expand my mindset, the way I reason things, the way I think about things, and definitely gives me a deeper thinking about what it is that I'm listening to or what it is I'm hearing, and how can I relate to the perspective that the person is talking about, and do I think is something that somebody else may be thinking about and needs to be shared. So it's definitely broadened my viewpoints on different issues.
Wonderful. That's so good. IJ, you know what? Before now, you've always been a good listener. So I'm just wondering
Wow,
what's
thank
happening.
you.
I'm just
Thank
wondering
you
what
so
might
much.
be going on right now. Like anybody, in fact, you know what? All these women are in safe hands. That's all I can say. Because
Thank you.
before
Thank you.
now, you're always that person that will listen from
Mhm.
you know you can hear me blab all the things I need to blab. Like I'm probably talking rubbish or
You
not.
were a great listener too. I remember you being really quiet
Yeah,
in
I'm
school,
quiet, but
but you were
yeah,
also fun. Like you were quiet, but once you were approached, you
yeah,
were really open to receive people and
yeah.
fun. So I think I want to believe that I'm a good listener. I think there's a lot to learn, definitely, and I'm learning. And one thing that I think that doing this podcast has enabled to me to do is also reflect inward, right? So when I'm discussing certain things and I'm offering my perspective on things which may come across as an advice, I have to be able to take my own advice too. I have to be
Exactly.
able to take my own criticism. I have
Yeah,
to be able to take my own, you know, my own suggestion
yeah.
back home and apply it. So that's another thing that this podcast has done for me is I'm working on myself to make sure that whatever I'm saying out there, I'm also trying to do it as well.
For more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. All right, so I'll go over to the next question here. So I see your goal here is about empowerment. Who are your target audience, okay, when it comes to the empowerment vibes?
Yes, absolutely. So the reason why my goal is empowerment again is back to the way I was raised as a Nigerian woman. I
Okay,
felt that women were not necessarily empowered.
right.
African women are, you know, sometimes looked at as, maybe many times, in my opinion, looked at as second class citizens, right? So you take the back seat to a man. You cannot really be an individual. You can't be identified as your own person unless you have a male figure attached to you. And that male figure could be your dad if you're, you know, you're single. And then, of course, once you're of age, your husband. And that's something that has always just nagged at me because there's just all kinds of stereotypes, just all kinds of discrimination, all kinds of negativity that is attached to being a woman. And it's not like any one of us asked to be a female. And so why does society, and African society in particular, make it feel like we are inferior and we can't do more or be more? So this podcast empowers all women to be who you want to be. So you don't need to wait till you're married or till you achieve a PhD or till you're a manager or whatever that label society has given you to, you know, to adopt. You need to just be the best version of yourself. You need to just go out there and know that you can be better, you can do better. If you're in an abusive relationship, know that you're loved, you are lovable, you can do better, you can come out. And if you are maybe you just need a little nudge to start your business or to leap and go back to school at age 35 or 40, whatever, this is what my podcast wants to promote, is that women can just rise up, do whatever it is that they want to do, whenever it is that they want to do it. And guess what? There are women like you and I who are actually going out there and supporting them. And your platform, you letting me be on your platform today, is a good example of women empowerment and women supporting women.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aija, for that. Okay. All right. So tell us, how has shift in mindset helped to influence your audience, the society, and your fans out there who are highly inspired by what you do?
Yeah, again, I've only been doing this for about a month. I like the way you're just hyping me and,
Oh,
making me
yeah.
sound like I've been doing this forever. I want to humbly say that I've only been doing this for a month, and although and the reviews have been fantastic, the reviews have been awesome. And one of the things that I want to say about mindset shift and how this has helped influence my audience is, I believe from the feedback I've received, people are really truly thinking about their actions. It's a continuous process, right? So every day we're learning something new. So you're not just going to listen to a few episodes and your mindset is going to be completely shifted. My mindset is being renewed regularly and is shifting regularly as I research topics, as I present topics on the podcast, and as I talk to people who come on the show or listeners who send in their feedback. So definitely it's influenced me in a big way, and the feedback I've gotten from my listeners has also led me to believe that they too are being renewed and your minds as well are being shifted positively.
Should I say hallelujah right now?
I have a domestic violence series that is also going to be coming up later on in September. So I'll urge your listeners to go check out Unfiltered Real Talk podcast. And, if you're interested in knowing my perspective on domestic violence, I really think it's worth a good listen. It's definitely a good.
Yeah, I mean, I believe there are lots of things to learn from your podcast. And I know that our viewers out there who are watching this right now will actually, fast fingers are actually typing on your website or your podcast.
Oh, yes. Keep, I want to see the fast fingers. Okay, I'm going to be watching.
That's right. That's right. We're still on the show Critical of Fast Side Production, and I'm your host, Uche Teresa Izuko, and today we do have a special guest. For more videos like this, please do subscribe to our channel. All right, IJ, let's go over to our next question. So tell us, how do you feel about where you are right now in terms of what?
I feel really great.
Oh, wonderful. That is wonderful.
I feel great because I've been getting good, feedback on it. And while it's only been a month and, I can't say that I'm, at the top of any list actually whatsoever. But I'm not doing this for the purposes of getting on list or any of that. I'm truly doing it and hoping that even if one person's life is changed positively when they listen to this podcast, then I'm blessed, just knowing that. And also just also having something out there for future generations. This is all my little initiative. I'm the writer, I'm the producer, I'm the host, I'm the person going to find, co-host and guests on the show. So it's truly all to help women, and it's truly all to get Afro-Caribbean women to do more of these kinds of things that empower and support each other.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much, IJ. Thank you for sharing that with us. All right. So our next question here is, so tell us, what are your next big steps? Where are all of these taking you to? Where do you see yourself excelling into from here?
Well, my next obvious step is to continue to release episodes. It is a podcast, and I release a new episode bi-weekly on a Sunday. So my goal is to continue to do that, and that's my immediate goal. My future goal is to expand my audience. So at the moment, my audience, as I said earlier, is Afro-Caribbean women or Afro-Caribbean people in general, with a focus on women. And so my goal in the future is to expand the topics to include all women. So it doesn't matter if you're white, you're black, you're Asian, you're Indian, you're
welcome.
indigenous. Yeah, everyone's welcome to discuss what pertinent issue bothers them or their community that they want to address and they want to raise awareness on, and they want to, lift somebody up. So that's my future step. My second future step, which actually was my goal in the beginning, of looking for something tangible to support women, is to create a foundation that actually provides funds to women and girls who are going through a difficult situation, or maybe they just need a little bit extra money to finish a course or to finish a training, or whatever, and then we can just support them. So women coming together, putting in a little contribution to a purse or to, a little charity or foundation. That's what I'm going to call it right now. And then people who actually need the help to get them out of whatever situation they're going through can tap into that funding and help themselves out. So that is actually my goal, my initial goal as a teenager, looking to support women, which never happened because it involves money. So I didn't get there. But I'm hoping that I can still somehow circle back to it in the future with whatever I can raise on this podcast.
Tell us, while exploring all facets of Afro-centric experience, raising awareness and challenging norms, what word of inspiration or motivation do you have for your fans out there, your audience, the community, and the society out there?
Okay. First off, I'll say always strive to do better. Always strive to be better and be the best version of yourself. Not the best version that your daddy wants you to be, or your mommy, your grandma, your husband, your boyfriend. None of that. What you want to be. You want to be a hairdresser. Go out there, go get the training, go get the journeyman license and all of that, and go and become a hairdresser. Maybe one day you want to open your salon, get all the skills, begin to build your clients, be the best version, and then you can go out there and open your own business, right? Or your own hairdressing salon, for example. So always know that as a woman, we have the ability to achieve anything. I said that before, and I'll probably sound like a broken record, but I do say this all the time, is you truly can be anything.
Actually, that's very good to hear.
You're welcome.
All right. So, tell us, I'm sure a lot of people out there are eager to know more about what you do. How can we reach out to you? I'm sure you're on social media in one way or the other. We're all interested in getting to know you more.
Absolutely. Thank you. So, my podcast name is called Unfiltered Real Talk Podcast with EJ. So if you go and search it in most of the major podcast platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Tuning Radio, Google, if you go in there and type Unfiltered Real Talk, it should pop up there and you will see my podcast in there. I'm also on social media, like you said. So I encourage people to go check out Unfiltered Real Talk Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. And my email is the same, unfilteredrealtalk@gmail.com. So I really welcome feedback. I welcome reviews, or maybe people want to come on the show as a host or a guest. I'm totally open to that. So I would encourage your viewers to go check it out on any of the podcast platforms, or to go look for it on Instagram or Facebook.
We're still on the show Critical of Fast Start Production, and I'm your host, Uche Teresa Ezekiel, and this is our call-out session on Creativity&You. And today we're here with our special guest, EJ. EJ is the host of the Unfiltered Real Talk podcast. EJ, you're still welcome to the show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Okay. So before I let you go, we're going to play a game together.
I love games.
And just for laughs.
Okay. I love games.
All right. So let's pretend that you are in a race competition. Okay.
And better warm up for the race.
Okay, and you're getting ready for your 200 meters relay race. You know relay now, the one you run halfway, give somebody to finish.
I give somebody else the baton and keep going.
There we go. Good. So you're supposed to run the first 100 meters and hand over the baton to either one of the following runners. So I will give you 4 runners and 4 scenarios.
Okay, 4 runners, 4 scenarios.
Right. Okay. So the first runner is a photographer waiting to take your picture before taking the baton from you and finishing the race. The second runner is a chef who just finished preparing your best meal and waiting to take the baton from you before you settle down to eat the best meal of
Oh
your life.
man. Yeah. This
And
is gonna be hard.
the
I'm
front
ready. I'm ready.
runner is a woman with a challenged life circumstance and waiting for you to provide and establish some kind of empowering words of motivation in order to live a better life while taking the baton from you and finishing the race. And the fourth runner is a pastor waiting to share the scriptures with you and praying before taking the baton and finishing the race. IJ, based on that, I know you. I know you cannot resist your favorite food. I know you
This
love
is tough.
Jesus. Yeah, you love
I
to
love
pray.
Jesus so.
And I know that you're passionate about what you
Oh
do in
man.
terms of with the unfiltered real talk and everything. So tell us, based on what you do, who you are and what defines your purpose. Who will you hand over the baton when you get to the finishing line of your 100 meters?
So I think I will answer this question, if it's okay with you, what I would do as EJ today and what I would have done before my experience with the podcast, right?
Okay.
If that's okay, that's how I will answer it. So I feel like for me, what I would do today is hand over the baton to that young woman who needed help, who needed something. I think especially needed some kind of support. So that would be what I would do today. Now, the EJ from the past will likely hand it over to the pastor.
Pastor.
I can see how you were relaxing. I think, yes. So I know you know me really, really well. So I can see you remember it's been so many years, but no, you didn't forget.
Oh my God.
So
Oh,
the reason I had to answer it like that is because you and I we've been good friends, and I feel like I have to be authentic. And also for anybody who is listening who really knows me from my childhood, they would just be like, "Yeah, this is not right. I don't know what she's coming here. She will give it to the pastor."
you passed that test because I was just
Thank you.
I was just waiting for you to go in that order. And I leveraged on the fact that I already know you very well.
Yes. Yeah. If I didn't do that, you would have, I don't know what you would have done to me. You would have kicked me out of your show.
Keep doing what you're doing. There are a
Thank
lot of
you.
women out there that really need this. Okay, and they're willing and ready to tap into what you have to offer, and you have so much to offer to them. And I want you to don't stop, don't slow down, just keep going. And I know
Thank
that
you.
God will continue to bless all your efforts and bring
Amen.
the right people your way to support you as well.
Thank you. Amen. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. All right, thank you so much, and do enjoy the rest of your day.
I will. Thank you.